Hello there, Captain Ifumo have taken on to the mic again. He seems to be the best speaker these days because now he is directly shooting bullets on President Ngoh concerning the Anglophone crisis. He talks of Ayub Tabe and co, who are detained at the maximum security prison in Yaoundé, Konengi, saying that when they heard the call of President Pobia to come to the negotiation table, they believe and came closer to Nigeria and were instead adopted to the arrest house of Cameroon, and says that Mr. Biya has shown his genuine interest to solve the crisis, but for the fact that his Secretary General, who has been serving in the office since 15 years and since 2019, serving in the capacity of State Minister, has unfortunately wanted to take advantage of the crisis. He says that there is a directorate, an equivalent of the Directorate of External Relations at the presidency, who makes sure that it neutralizes all internal and external information about Cameroon to present another version to the head of state. This has been allegation that have been popularly suspicious in different conversations, but now that somebody who was closer to the house is pouring it out in such a lambastic way, it just kind of comfort Cameroonian. But the question that we are yet to answer is his real motive. He kept repeating accusation on a single man, Ferdinand Ngoh. And when the journalists try to remind him, those could be simple allegations, sweeping statement, and targeting statement. He says no, they are not, and that he's going to bring more weight to his statement. Let's follow through. So he comes back saying that behind the Catholic Church at Volie, that Ayub Tabe was singled out to meet with the former director of external relations, that the Secret Service, surely Maxime Kweku, and that once the Secretary General at the presidency came to know about this news, he quickly did everything to sabotage it. Again, you see him doing everything and drawing attention to the Secretary General at the presidency, Ferdinand Ngoh, and this further outweighs on our initial hypothesis. Could all his outs be directed only to attack a single man who might be responsible for his exile? And so he might not be fighting truly for the freedom of Cameroon, but for revenge. And if we come to rather notice that he is fighting for his own personal glory than for the state, all what we will have gathered about him will have been simply stomach fighting. He's fighting just to reposition himself and not for Cameroon. But we will keep following him closely. He's outing. He got about 5 minutes ago. Stay with me. He goes further to say something that is really aching and might be very aching to Bagangele, that they commonly call le père de la police. It will be a very big shock for him today to know that there is somebody at the presidency who intercepts all his reports, and that person doesn't even match the rank of a divisional commissioner. He says it's just a normal commissioner of police who has the responsibility to write all the report to favor, of course, the division of Ngoh. You know, that is very much more and more possible nowadays, especially with AI, that if you tell AI how you think, and subsequently wants AI to be building narrative. That's why you see, it reminds us of the last CPDM conflict that they had in Yaoundé, where they were framing a narrative on how to bring Cameroonians to accept that they are the winning party and that they will always come out victorious of every electoral process. And so it's very much feasible what Captain Ifudo is saying, that a report coming from the national territory could be maneuvered to reflect a certain tendency that will assure the president that all is being done well. But this is a direct, straight bullet on Martin Bagangele, and I hope his relay are following up closely this information and will surely know what to do of them. And now welcome to the Sonara case. Since 2019, we know Sonara has stopped production. Mr. Captain Ifumo says that the Secretary General of the Presidency, Ferdinand Ngoh, asked the then Director General of Sonara, Mr. Sumo, to simply halt the payment of insurance for Sonara. And after a power outage that caused 4 of its major engines to stop functioning, the report hasn't make it clear to Cameroonians that the 9 others, because it's made up of 30 power plants. The report has not made it clear to Cameroonians that the 9 others can actually power the refinery of Sonara. is being left with the general opinion to remain phrase because it is opening the black market in the interest of Ferdinand Gongo, as reported by Captain Ifudu, and he exclaimed that if he continued to reorient everything towards Ferdinand Gongo, Cameroonian might think that he's just been targeting him. He's just revenging against his situation, but he's a pure reality because he is the one holding the country as of now. You then remember when Professor Morris Kanto talk about the gray agree that he is not for a situation where the country is ruled by people who were never voted by Cameroonian, where power is transferred by a man, no man, and Cameroonian said he was speculating. And here is it, Captain Ifudu, who was ejected right from the central melting point of where power is decided in this country as chief of the intelligence, security, and the presidency of the republic. You can understand that coming from somebody who has read some of the most pertinent documents in this country. One is caught between a cheap belief or sweeping allegation, but we just have to contain ourselves with the news, hoping that balance sheets, balance news, right to respond will be granted, if not to the same media, but by the state officials to either orientate Cameroonians to other sources to help balance out what Captain Efumo is saying. He then dropped the ball saying that Ferdinand Gongo just wants to take over. He is the one, according to Captain Ifudu, controlling the maritimes and the airport. He controls the borders. He oversees what enters and what goes out of the country. He is the one who has managed the country now for quite a time, and he is behind most of the appointment. He asked to just zoom into the stability at the helm of most state apparatus. Says the average of officials manning those offices is between 20 to 25. So it's not a coincidence. It is just a strategy. He goes further to talk about the case of men in uniform and says their various frustration has always amounted to them seeking for exile. He says that it's difficult to be, mind-free when you know that your directors, those from which you take instruction, they are being controlled as tools by a man who was never given power by Cameroonians. He says that he has named, that he just want to bring us back to the 2025 coup, October the 12th coup, where a military barracks, the president of the republic, called the loose election. So it was a clarion message sent by men in uniform that they are nowhere treated and they would like to move to something else. He said, if not of the well-trained curriculum that these men in uniform do benefit, then it would have been long that insurrection tactics would have taken place. But fortunately enough, it hasn't happened because most of them that are frustrated prefer to single out themselves and direct their energy to something else. We shall be back with Captain Efudo in various declarations. We want to say the time has not been favorable for us to cross-check every allegation he has made. We simply did well to transcribe from French to English the essential of what he was talking about. He navigated from the Anglophone crisis, including the Amazonian leaders, almost all in jail at the Yaoundé Maximum Security Center, when so the Sonara issue, then followed by the maritime and airport, before swinging back to elections and military rule. The coded message they already sent to the last polls. And one could say that the Anglophone actually had a larger share in this particular edition of Captain Ifudu recent outing. This should be mentioned. This is the third capsule. He is releasing through the same channel for Terre Rouge. It's a channel known to be talking security issues in Cameroon. We cannot independently confirm the veracity of or the intention of their outlets, but what we can see is that they are talking about facts about state people who are occupying particular position in Cameroon, and so we've listened to them with some credit, given that the name, the position, the date that they are mentioning are related to the context we are living in Cameroon. It's been 3 years Captain Ifudu left Cameroon as per his own personal narrative. The big question is why now? The timing of his outing and who he's saving. As time unveils, we are going to come closer to what is his real motivation. I will encourage you to subscribe, share, because there are so many people just like you who will go here and there to pick inflated news, which are only intended to blackmail others. But you will have noticed our way to treat information has nothing to do with blackmail. I'll be yours again. Until then, take care of yourself. Ciao. Bye bye.